Hi guys, this is Robin in the Cut. Welcome to my COVID weight loss journey. Story time. I want to share with you a story that about some struggles that I've been going through this month. So it's July, and it's almost been a year that I've been on this weight loss journey here with you on YouTube. In life, it's been a little longer, but sharing with you, it's been almost a year. And I've learned a lot. And all of it has not been easy. It has been very hard. So I want to share a little bit about my struggles that I've gone through, because I don't feel like I've shared a lot of that here on my YouTube. But I go through a lot of struggles throughout the month, and this month has been very trying. And I want to talk to you a little bit about something that I experienced early on this month. So it was closer to the beginning of this month. And I went through a binging episode, and I didn't quite know what it was because I wasn't familiar with binging. And I guess food addiction, you would possibly call it. I don't know the difference between food addiction and binging, but let's just call it binging. So all I know is I wanted donuts. I had seen, you know how you see advertisements of different things on Instagram and television, or if you're watching something, you see something. Well, I am obsessed with donuts. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It was just a craving this month. I don't know, but I really, really wanted these donuts. And there's a place, it's not even near me. It's kind of far away. It's like embarrassing. It's like 30-minute drive away into the city. But basically, okay. So I wanted these donuts, and they kept going through my head. Donuts. I would wake up thinking about these darn donuts. I'm like, what the heck? So one day, earlier this month, I woke up and I go, all right, I'm driving down and I'm going to get these donuts. So I drove all the way down. It was Father's Day. I remember that. It was Father's Day. Drove all the way down to get these donuts, and there was a long line. This place is popular, okay? It's in DC. It's popular, and there was a long line. It was Father's Day, okay? So apparently on Father's Day, people get pastries, whatever. So I didn't want to wait in line, okay? I wasn't that pressed that day. I was like, you know what? I'll come back another day. But I didn't go home. I went to a different bakery. Yes, and I got me something else. But I didn't have those donuts that I wanted, okay? So fast forward a couple weeks, I keep thinking about it. So one day I wake up early and I'm like, ooh, I should go early, because if I go early and I get down there when the place first opened, there won't be a line and I can get my donuts. Okay, so it is 6:30 in the morning. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I drop my kids off at work, and okay, I decide, hey, go to the donut place. Why I'm so obsessed with these donuts, I have no idea. But anyway, I drive, I get everything. It's raining, mind you. It's raining, but I don't care. I'm going to get these donuts. So I'm in my car. I drive 30 minutes away. This is the second time that I go to this place. I find a park. It's 7 o'clock. The place opens at 7 o'clock. No, by the time I get down there, it's probably like 7:15. There's already a line. It's raining and there's a line. Okay. I'm like, okay, the line isn't that long. I found a park right in front of the place. I'm like, yes, let's go. So I get in line. I'm probably maybe the sixth person in line, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I see these people coming out with their donuts, and they're boxed in this pink bakery box. It's so awesome. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my pink box. So 20 minutes later, maybe it was 20 minutes. Yeah, it went fairly quickly. 20 minutes later, I'm in Donut Run, and I'm like, Oh, and I see these donuts, and they have specialty donuts. They have all different types of donuts. And I'm like, yes. So I get there and I'm looking and I'm like, well, I stood in line for 20 minutes and this is my second time being here. I can't only get one donut. No way. I gotta walk away with a lot of donuts because I stood in line and this is my second time here. See, this is what's going on in my brain. So I get there and I'm like, okay. So I look at the prices. A dozen donuts, $30. Let's talk about that. Why is a dozen donuts $30? Me, I'm not paying $30 for a dozen donuts. I'm like, no. So I'm like, okay, I'll get 6 donuts. I'll get half a dozen. So I get half a dozen, but I have to drive home. So I'm like, well, I need something on the way home. So I'm gonna get some donut holes too. So in addition to 6 donuts, I also grab 10 donut holes. $26 I think I paid. I don't remember. All I know is I was like, okay, I got my donuts. And I'm popping the donut holes in my face on the way home. And I'm like in sheer heaven because they taste just as good as I wanted them to taste. And I was like, yes. And so I polish off the 10, the 10 munchkins on the way home, the donut holes rather. And then I get home and I'm like, ooh, I got all these flavors. There's a mango coconut. There's some type of chocolate fudge. There's some type of blueberry. There's all these different types. And I'm like, oh. So then I have my mango coconut and I gotta try another one because, these are specialty flavors. They only come out every once in a while. So I gotta taste them. So then I get another donut. And at this point now I've had 2 donuts and some coffee and the donut holes. And the thing that is, let me go back. The guy in front of me, it was this guy, he stood in line. You know what he got? He got 1 donut and a cup of coffee. Why couldn't I just get 1 donut and a cup of coffee? I'm like, no way. Because, I drove here for these donuts. I'm not walking away with 1 donut like I should have. But I'm wishing that I had just gotten 1 donut. Anyway, so I have 2 donuts and donut holes for breakfast. Then lunchtime, let's say 2 or 3 hours later, the donuts are still there calling my name because nobody's eating them. My kids aren't eating them. They like normal people have 1 or 1 had a half and 1 had just 1. And so all the donuts are left. So then I have donuts for lunch too. It's like, what the heck? Anyway, by the end, I think I ate 4 donuts and 10 donut holes, which in one day. And that's just absolutely terrible. And I didn't know why. All I knew was, I didn't want to restrict myself. So once I eat these donuts, I'm not going to worry about having them anymore. But the thought is you have to train your mind. And this is what I had to learn. Your mind is the biggest hurdle in this entire weight loss journey. So basically, that's something that I wanted to share with you. Think about issues that you may be going through, thoughts that go through your head, and change those thoughts to a more positive, something more self-help version, and go with that. What I've decided to do when those thoughts start seeping into my head where, oh, I have to have some ice cream because it's sweets for me and maybe something else for you, ice cream, cookies, cakes, I may allow myself a small amount because I make these changes like I'm not going to eat sugar, I'm not going to drink soda, which I'm still not drinking soda. I will drink carbonated water, but I'm not drinking soda. It's too much sugar. Anyway, those are my trials. I want to be candid and open with you, and I want to express things that I'm going through more on this channel. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.